5-year-old from the Oneida Nation. And also Vang Lee, who farms outside of Milwaukee at Manthe Farm. Toni and Laura. Indigenous people were our country's first farmers, yet those traditions were lost or taken over centuries. Tell us why growing corn is an act of resilience for you.
It's a miracle we're here today, so I'm really thankful to be here. In every perspective you can think of, but the act of resilience is from our creation story. I really identify with the dairy farmers in that our corn is considered the milk from our Mother Earth. And bringing our corn, at first I felt out of place being here, and hearing the words, I'm like, right from our creation story, we know that. And when I think all the way into the future, the resilience is that I didn't grow up in a cornfield, but my grandchildren are growing up in a cornfield today, and they're speaking, I didn't speak my indigenous language, but my grandchildren are speaking their indigenous languages. I had the ability to take my children out of the classroom through our homeschool and brought them into creation to have that classroom as an education. And that was, our first class was the Three Sisters Garden, the corn and the beans and the squash. So finally, this is my step towards the coming generations that we're taught to look out into the future, the faces coming from the earth. And we're doing our part, so that's my part of resilience. Thank you.
Laura, I can give you the option of answering the same question. I'm sure your story would be different. Or we could talk about how it might be an act of resistance.
I would say it's an act of resistance for you to grow your own food because you are not sovereign unless you can feed yourself. So I gave a talk earlier during the program that we had earlier in the week, and we talked about land loss. And when you don't have land to grow food, you can't carry on your culture and you can't carry on your traditions. So everything goes back to the relationship that you have with the land. And in our group, we're really doing an amazing job of creating a seed bank of our traditional seeds, not just our white corn that we grow, but we have other varieties of corn, native corn, and beans and squash, so that we can become more self-sufficient, so that we can change our diet, so that we can eat the food that we're intended to eat, and so that we can build up a seed bank for the future. And if we ever have to feed another nation besides our own, we want to be ready to do that.